Well, I do not understand why this is not working properly. I always pull it up on the TV to see what's going on, and there's another one scheduled that I had deleted on accident, and I don't know how to pull it back up. So well, that's that. I don't know how to fix this, but and it's kind of weird. I don't know why that didn't. Okay. Kind of crazy. I'm hoping you guys all find the right one. Hey, Melanie, how are you doing? Hello, Barb. Hello, Susan. Yes, I'm doing fantastic. Learning a lot about cold weather and what to do and what not to do, and I mean, I am also learning that I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is. I've had a headache all day long, off and on all week long, and I'm wondering if it's not the barometric pressure, because it's been raining all day long today. And trying to remember, I don't know how you guys do it, trying to remember to turn the water on, turn the water off. And how in the world do you guys pay for a water bill when you got to run the water all night long and almost all day long? And what do you do when you have to run it 24 hours a day, guys? Y'all must have outrageous bills. I mean, I'm thankful that I've got a well and everything, but how do people do it in the city and have and they don't have breakages, water breakages and stuff? Excuse me. There's several things I've learned. I know I need more water than I anticipate using. I haven't lost power, but I definitely need to get some type of power. I wish Mac was feeling better, because I would call him, talk to him about the power bank that he got. And find out if it was doing what he needed it to do, because I really am concerned about doing a generator. I don't really want to do a generator. Okay. Are your sinks and showers, etc., on an outside well? Yes. Yes, they are. The heat from our house keeps our pipes from freezing. Wow. Um, Susan, is your house up off the ground? I live in Iowa and we don't have to run our water line are buried 5 foot deep. Yes, if you keep your cabinet doors open, your pipe should not freeze. Okay. Um, the pipe are buried deeper here for the colder climate. I imagine where you live with it brings a warmer climate. Your pipes are buried as aren't your pipes are buried as deep. Hmm. Hey Diane, we have basement. Ah, okay. I don't think I'll be able to do basement because um I'll probably hit water. um so I'm thinking that the reason why I haven't froze up again is because I put that, hey Christy, I put that lamp out there on the in the um pump house. So but um it seems to be working good, so I'm not going to mess with it, but I am going to probably do a little bit of different stuff once everything dries up and everything. I'd like to do a little better insulation around that. Um, Also, I'd like to put some more. Um, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like it covers the pipes, black stuff, it insulates them. I would like to put some more of that on the PVC out there. I think that'll help too. Um, but nothing's going to help that filter keep from freezing because it's just, But I think maybe I could put towels or something around it. I don't know. I just hate to spend a bunch of money fixing things, and I also hate to spend a bunch of money running things I don't need to. So if I have a way to fix it so that I'll be um, set up better next year, I think I'd like to do that. That way, once you fix it for the hardest weather it can take, then I think it'll be worth it because then I won't have to be worried about the pipes or nothing freezing up. Let's see here. That's meant to be aren't buried as deep. Yes, I figured it out, I think. In the house we keep it plenty warm. We have basements and others, and ours is heated to 50 degrees. Okay. Also, you have underpinning, right? Yes. and it is holy. There is a lot of holes in the skirt of this mobile home. So I've got to address that as soon as I can. You are talking. Your pump house is freezing up pipes. Yes, out there. There's a like a. mm, It's like a little shed, and it's got this big old blue thing that's about 3 feet around, and it's about 3 or 4 feet tall, and it's got all these pipes coming off of it, and the water filter and everything. That's what I'm calling my pump house. Now, I also learned, which we didn't realize, that there is a pump that's probably part of the pump that's in the yard. And it's only got this little cover thing over top of it. And I've got the dog's um what do you call that thing? It was a blanket that it was a wool blanket that I had that I put over top of it after the dog got it all dirty. So I don't know. Once it warms up, I'm gonna try to figure out all this stuff and get it taken care of the right way. Let's see here. I have heard of people putting chicken breeder lights in their houses. Yes, in their pump houses. Yes, I got that. That's what I did out there. I took the brooder lamp that I use for my chickens when I hatch out chickens and um, quail, and I hooked it up in there and turned the light on, and it is working really good. Main floors of house run on biomass, and we run 74. Our well is submersible pump. See, I'm not even sure that this big old thing that's in the yard has anything to do with it. Um, there was a lot of stuff that I just took for granted when I bought the house. I'm just glad God watches out for me because I'm a dumb blonde sometimes. You can tell my strawberry blonde comes out really good. Just teasing. If you got blonde hair, I'm just teasing. Oh, but I sometimes I just don't think. I just don't think ahead of time about different stuff, and I probably should have had somebody that asked more questions. Um, that did not live here. I love my friends, but they're used to putting up with all this stuff that I'm not used to and I don't know anything about. And I needed to learn these things before I figured out everything I was doing wrong. Hopefully I haven't tore up anything. I am going there are some things that I'm going to do because of cold and because um I already had that pipe leak before where it came off the tub and it was leaking underneath there. I believe that as soon as spring comes, I'm going to rip out all the under um um man, I'm itching. It may be allergies that's causing the headache too. because boy, my nose is itching off now. I'm gonna take off all the insulation and put new insulation underneath there, and I'm gonna check all the pipe of the AC ducts and stuff like that. Make sure they're all um, clean and not tore up. And I'm just gonna go through the whole underneath. Do I like getting underneath the trailer? Probably don't want to do that, but something I gotta do. Let's see here. You have not had a normal winter. No, I haven't. It normally does not snow here. It snowed, like Wilma said, it snowed last year, but that totally floored her too because it normally does not snow here. So, anyways, but I'm glad it did. I love it. I love, love, love the cold weather. Um, I know my friend Diane that's on here, she does not like cold at all. And it is as cold in Florida as it is here, just about. Let's see here. It's 51 degrees here and it's 60 degrees there. And that's way too cold for her. Oh, you may want to hire that. Done all I can think of is snakes. Well, I won't do that again. I ate a piece of spiced pumpkin bread that Wilma made me, and it is not liking my stomach right now. I keep my house at 75 all year round. I know. But I'm comfortable at your house. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm hot or anything like that. I'm comfortable. But I couldn't I have it on 68, and yesterday it was 55. I think it was 55. I can't remember what the temperature was. That's bad. I can't remember I think it was 55, or was that today? I'm not sure. And it won't tell me what yesterday's temperature was. I'm sure it was 55. I literally opened the whole house. Both doors were open and everything. So, and um I really was enjoying the weather. There's another Arctic blast coming that's supposed to reach all the way to the Yucatan Peninsula. Pen, Peninsula. Maybe this unusual winter weather, is a good thing so you know what you need to do. Sure. I agree with that totally 100%, Diane. It's teaching me something every single day. I'm learning more and more about cold weather. Hey, Teresa. Um so can you guys tell the difference between my last two videos than what I have been putting out lately? Because I'm using my computer to upload it, and it is working so much better. I'm learning how to use this computer so much better. I think we're actually going to get to have church this coming Sunday. Hopefully, they won't call it off again. I'm a little bit discouraged about that. I've never had church called off. Uh, well, I've only had church called off a couple of times. Now during the COVID thing, and I'm not counting that, and we didn't really totally cut off church. Um, until it was like mandatory, I think. I am so glad your new computer and you are becoming good friends. Me too. I'm Teresa's teaching me a lot about it. And I ended up getting the Mac. I didn't get the it's not HP, it's PC. PC. I kept saying HP to somebody earlier. Anyways, we had church tonight, but it was a little icy on parts of the parking lot. Wow. Well, this is kind of interesting too. I went over to Wilma's. I was telling you guys this that who the folks that was in on Monday's live stream. I went over Saturday night to Wilma's, and then I came home after I did my girlfriend's perm. I came home after that on Sunday, and the roads really surprised me because I thought there would be more ice on it, and I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was in jeopardy or anything, although I was driving very slow because these things I have to learn. And good evening. We're talking about me learning how to live in colder weather. Um hmm. Let's see, there was something else I wanted to tell you. Okay, so I know that I have to keep more water even outside for the chickens and stuff. And it's very interesting about the okay, I can fix it if I need to. Those are nice things to say, but my somebody took you off. Whether or not I'm single is not a conversation I want to have on here. So anyways, forgot what I was saying. So where was I at? I have a hard time with distractions. Oh, what I enjoyed about the snow too is you did get it. Thank you, Teresa. What I did enjoy about it was the fact that I could see so much in the snow about my property, where the chickens were going, where the rabbit was going. The fact that somebody came here while I was asleep and went to the front door and then went out past the chickens and around the building and all the way back into the backyard, then back up, got back on their four-wheeler and um burnt out and made the full circle and went on out of here. It appeared to be a child or a woman, a small lady. So there's a lot that I've learned about snow that can be very helpful in some things. You were talking about more water outside for the chickens. Yes. Yes, you can also see the lay of the land too. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, they done all that. Um I watched them on the video. Um Come up to the door and tried the door. Then walked down to now they made it look like they were knocking, but you could see their hand was on the doorknob. Now, this is what's scary about it. I probably shouldn't tell this, but I don't care. If it's my turn, it's my time to go. I don't always lock my doors when I'm at home. Um, and I don't remember locking it that day, but it was locked. Now, I do have a habit of locking the doors when I lay down. So maybe I just went and locked it. I don't know. Um, Now, I did not see, this was what's weird, is I seen the footprints go all the way back to where the well pump is. They saw there was a chain on the Connex that's out back, and the dog's back there. They saw that there was locks on the Connexes that I just purchased, so they couldn't get in there. They could get in the well house, but I don't know if they opened that or not because, I didn't I didn't even think to look to see if they messed with the well house. We never lock our doors unless we are leaving for a while. Well, I talked with, and it's kind of weird that just the same morning before I had been talking to Wilma and them guys about me locking things up around here. And they're all like, "You're paranoid. You're paranoid." It's because you come from a place where there's a lot of, uh, you know, mm, crime and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, crime's everywhere. It can be out in the country too. I've seen YouTubers put on where they really somebody's come in and just, I mean, robbed them blind. And they've got them on camera. Yes, exactly, Christy. You know that for sure. That happened to you. Now, um, I have felt safe here. I'm not saying that that kid or that woman, whoever it was, made me feel unsafe. They could have been looking for me. They could have had a problem, like maybe one of their animals got out and they wanted to ask me if I've ever seen it. You know, there could have been a million reasons why that person was here. I will never know until I actually confront them. Um, and I've tried to catch Mr. Brown and the post lady, but they drive too fast for me to get them. Unfortunately, yes, I do know. And I am so sorry about that, Christy. You get those promptings for a reason. Yep. But God has protected me. Yes, and me too. Did you straighten out your postwoman? Hmm. Well, I'm not sure. I pretty much told her she needs to slow her tail down around here. And she's been a little skittish since the day she sat out there and laid on the horn and woke me and Jace up, and I went out and Jace locked me out of the house. She has been very skittish. She waves at me, but she keeps on going. So I'm just scared to death she's going to hit one of my animals. And to be honest with you, I don't want anybody on the property. There's no reason why they need to come on the property except for somebody delivering something to me. So I'm just not, I'm just not happy about it. So I am going to say, hey, listen, I think that we need to change the thingy, but I just don't want any trouble. Um, my fear is that they're going to try to make me take my if I complain to her, will they try, because I'm the last person on this street. I don't know if my next door neighbors has mail that comes here or not. Never thought about that. Anyways, there's a street that goes off one property over. There's one property, my next door neighbor, between their property goes to that street, I believe. And there's about 10 mailboxes out there. Well, they is all laying on the ground. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to fix that. I wonder how that happened. I never did get to ask her because, so much craziness is going on. And she's so quickly to get around, I was going to ask her about that when she honked and everything, got me so rattled with the baby, and the baby locked me out. She should go another way now that you own the property. Well, the people that were here before let her do the same thing, but they people don't think about the future, okay? With the way the water runs and stuff in these on these dirt roads and the I don't have a paved driveway. If I had a paved driveway, I wouldn't say a word about it. But I've got a gravel driveway that like that four-wheeler kicked up all the gravel and it's all messed up. I've got to go out there and rake it up and make it level again. People don't think about that. That's not something that's a maintenance that I have to keep up with, that I'll have to replace the gravel, that I'll have to, make sure that there's no ruts and holes in my driveway. She's not going to pay for that. Neither is the post office or anybody else. Now I get a little perturbed at the FedEx people and the UPS people, the Amazon people. They never ever come in here like a bat out of where. It's post office, FedEx, and UPS that drives. Now, my one UPS driver, my regular UPS driver, he does not come through here like, he's full force. But the rest of them, yes. And this, I couldn't tell whether this is terrible. This is terrible for me to admit. I could not tell whether this was a man or a woman that I was talking to. The whole time I thought it was a woman. The FedEx driver that brought me my grain stocks. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. Anyways, until he was fixing to leave, and I saw a little goatee on him that I couldn't see. I swear, I was so embarrassed. I'm so glad I didn't say yes, ma'am, or something like that. It's hard to have manners anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I know I can contact the post office, but I don't want to get her into trouble. What does she do? Go around the back of your house and out the other side. Oh, my husband would have a cow with that one. Yes. She goes all the way down to my second driveway, comes all the way down the yard, back behind the house, back out around this way, and back out that way to where the mailbox is. That's what she does. But there ain't really no place for her to turn around. So I don't even know what to do about it. Farmers around here had winter wheat planted in their fields, and the four-wheeler riders tore their field all to pieces. Now they're going to have to replant. Oh no. Could you put up a couple of T-posts with a chain so it's clear you don't go that way? I could, but I don't know. I actually want to put a fence up. I want to put a fence up around the whole property. And in fact, I have thought about having a fence company come in and put one up and put it and do it properly so that I don't have to worry about the um it I don't have to worry about it being done properly, and make sure it's on the line and not, on somebody else's property. So it's just a learning experience. Everything's a learning experience. I do like the fact that there's trees and stuff back behind me. Um I do miss There are things that I do miss about a backyard with um um a wood fence, because then people can't see in your yard, and if I want to be out there in my bathing suit, I don't have to worry about somebody standing back in the woods gawking, because I know I'm not exactly got the best of figures. I had to do that with T-posts and a chain to keep people from pulling up on the property. I'm gonna have to do that. You have animals, and also the kids might be back there playing. Exactly. And that's just it. She doesn't realize that I've got a grandson when she comes through here, and she may be going 10 miles an hour. But 10 miles an hour to come around my house is way too fast. Even if she was going 5 miles an hour, that's way too fast when you don't know what is around the corner and you can't see what's around the corner. I don't even roll that fast in my own yard, and I know what's here. And all I could see, I let Jace go outside and play all he wants. All I could see is her running him over, or running over my rabbit that's out there. My rabbit's got a lame foot on his back end, and I want to catch him so bad so I can see what's wrong with it. He is limping around like weird, but he gets off really fast and goes and moves it still, so I don't know what's going on. Yep, the kids could run out. Yep. And not even, maybe he might not even be running out. He could be down. He plays with the little gravel out here. And it's just not a fairway. I don't want a fairway in my yard. It just doesn't I don't know how to I don't know how to deal with this without causing myself more stress. I would be very stressed out if I had to move my mailbox down to that other extension road. Now that whole mailboxes is for that road back there, but they could try to tell me that they want me to do that because they don't want her turning around back here. I don't know. I do have a live catch cage out there, but he is too doggone smart to get in it. That's how I caught him last time. My problem though, Melanie, is when I moved in here, my daughter spoke up and answered before I could answer. And I didn't want to sound like a prude or like I was being a nasty person that she's going to have to deal with and blah, blah, blah. I just felt like, hey, um, I'm not, I don't want to, I just didn't want to do that. I just don't want stress. That woman's looking at my mail and she could make my life miserable. A tree came down across my driveway and took out my mailbox from the ice storm. Oh no. Are you home now or are you still at your son's? I definitely would call the post office and tell them to ask her not to go through the yard or stop her and tell her. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to call my sister tomorrow and ask her whether or not she thinks that they would make me move my mailbox if I stop her from using my yard for a driveway. I think my sister would probably raise hell if she found out she was using my driveway. But because my sister has been a postal worker for probably 30 years now, and I know at least 27, 28 years, maybe longer. Um she is very meticulous about all of the rules. So she would be able to tell me. Hey Karen, how's it going, honey? I hope you guys got power back yet. I'm back. I've been praying for y'all. Oh, still at your son's for the moment? Okay. I'm with you, Teresa. That's a safety issue. I guess I just need to stop her and say, "Hey, listen, I just it gives me anxiety you coming through the yard and I've got animals and kids out here and I just it's too dangerous and I don't want you doing it anymore." I guess that's what I'll just tell her. Yeah, I would never say it ugly. We have electric. Yay. Yay. Snowing again. Wow. Um Trying to think. I was blessed. I didn't lose power at all. Um and I don't know what they did. You remember back in October, I think, or early November, they were messing with all the lines and for days in a row I was losing power for hours at a time and I'm like I kept calling in and calling in and calling in and finally the lady says, "Oh, they're working on the lines to make sure that you guys don't lose power during the storms." I'm like, "Really? Are they going to fix all this stuff in my refrigerator that's going bad? Y'all need to do something about this. Work faster or something." I imagine that everything that melted will refreeze tonight. Yep. So that's talking about freezing. Um, I went out there. I thought for sure that bucket was frozen solid, but I turned it upside down and it looked like part of it was not frozen, but the top part of it was frozen like really deep. And when I turned it over and it went down, it looked like, you know how a glass has a really thick bottom on it and the sides are really thin? That's what it looked like when it was melting. It was so cool. Yes, he did have his surgery and he's doing well. And they're back home. We will definitely be praying for him tonight. I don't know what I did with my pencil. Oh well. Um, let's see, what else have I learned? Well, I can't remember if it was you guys or Wilma that told me to, or it might have been Diane, told me to open all the cabinets underneath. Um, so that they would keep everything, the pipes warm. And I learned that I put towels on the floor. I had to put a I had to put a my mom had a little throw rug in the stuff that my sister had sent home with me. So I grabbed it and I put it in front of the door. And then from the door, from that throw rug towards this way, I put one of my towels that had a hole in it. I put it on the floor so that the floor would be warmer and it wasn't coming up on the bird. Um, and let's see, what else did I learn? My greenhouse is staying actually warm, even with that little hole in it. And it's a seam that came loose. It's not the it's not got a tear in it, it's a seam. Mm, doggone. Um, I have not heard. The last I talked to Patty about it, it was holding its own. He posted a little bit ago that he was in a lot of pain. I can relate. My arm still hurts a lot. Mm. I know my mom had a lot of pain and muscle spasms when she had hip replacement, but she broke her hip. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but my cousin Debbie, just probably just before I moved up here, I think, she had hip replacement and she had to stay in the hospital overnight because she wasn't going home. No, wait a minute. I take that back. She went home that night right after surgery. Um she couldn't ride in my truck because my truck is too high. So she had her friend Bonnie take her home and she got somebody to babysit her little poodle so that she wouldn't have to worry about her. And she did really, really well and is doing super good. She didn't have a lot of pain. She actually only had to take um like just a few pain pills. And in fact, she called the doctor and said, "These are too strong for me. You need to, lighten this up. What else can I take?" So they gave her something really mild, and it worked. I think all my parts are wearing out. LOL. I'm popping and cracking when I move. Yep. I think we all are, Christy. That day, I figured out the other thing too that I did that day when I fell and hurt my knees. I was carrying a picture from the truck to the Connex, and I dropped it. I didn't drop the picture. The glass slid out of it and hit the top of my foot and broke. So I've got to get that out of here too and get it to the dump before it gets broken, gets all over the place. It it cracked it in two pieces. I said, "Dadgummit, my foot is hard as a rock." And I have a bruise on top of there, but it's almost gone. It was funny. It wasn't funny at the time, it hurt, but I couldn't remember. Okay, I know I hurt myself a fourth time too. I think I ate too much Rice Krispies when I was a kid. Snap, crackle, pop. Good one, Melanie. That was a good one. I have to say, I should have taken ibuprofen earlier in the day because I have been struggling with this headache and it has eased up a little bit since I took that ibuprofen. But I don't like taking any medicine. I did eat a lot of Rice Krispies as a kid. I did too. I love Rice Krispies. A lot of people have to have sugar or fruit in it or something like that. I like them just how they are. And I like I like plain Cheerios too. My grandkids want fruit and stuff like that in it, and I do put them in there. Uh, I freeze dry bananas and stuff like that, and I put those in there, and those are they're like marshmallows, like the Lucky Charms marshmallows. They crunch like that. They're pretty cool. Now I do freeze dry marshmallows too that can go in cereal for them. I'm rotten. I am totally rotten. I love spoiling my grandkids. I really do. And I am so blessed to have such good grandkids. I was just talking to my daughter-in-law last night and I said, "So when are y'all planning on coming up here?" She says, "I don't know." And she's telling me blah 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 when she might be able to come, and she says, "Have we got a place to stay?" I said, "Hey, listen, there's a bedroom back there with a queen size bed, and there's a pull out couch that's got a queen size bed, and if you don't mind, the girls can sleep with me, or you guys can have my bedroom, or whatever. I don't really care, but we'll make it work." She just busted out laughing at me. And when Becky's kids was here, we even put mm, uh I don't know what you call it. It belonged to Walt, and he called it his uh sleeping bag. But it is not a sleeping bag. It's an actual mattress shaped like a sleeping bag. And it's rolled up just like a sleeping bag. And it's got cushion in it. And it's pretty doggone nice. I said, they could use that too. Well, hopefully by the time that they get here, all this excess crap is out of the way. And if I know they're coming and they're only going to be here for a couple of days, I can take my stuff out to the Connex and put it in there for a couple of days just to clear it out of the way. But if they were coming in the next couple of weeks, but they're not. In fact, I need to go back to Florida before it starts to get warm again real good and starts to grow everything, because now is the absolutely perfect time for me to go there and pull out all those weeds and stuff that are overringing on everything. I used to dehydrate mini marshmallows for using in hot cocoa. Oh, cool, Christy. I'm telling you, I love the freeze dryer. I haven't been using it as much as I thought I would once I moved up here, but um I believe I will start using it a whole lot more. Now, if those mustard greens stay um in the garden, I can get the new sprouts and pull them off and put them in the freeze dryer and freeze dry them pretty quickly. But they take their once you freeze dry them, they're so brittle that you can just powder them. And I don't want to powder them. I want them to be able to be redone and used, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. I might just blanch them and freeze them. Sorry. You've only canned mustard greens? Well, I could can these. I'm surprised. Maybe it's the time. Maybe it's because they're cold. I don't know. But I'm surprised. I thought that the mustards that I planted, I thought they were the ones that I got off of the plants that I had originally gotten the seeds from Glenn at How to Grow. And they were gigantic mustards in my backyard in cocoa. So I don't know. I don't know. But I've got a ton of stuff to do in the yard and stuff in cocoa. I want to take out those I want to take the truck liners out. I've got to empty up all the dirt on out of them. I want to bring those up here and use those as a raised bed. And several different things I want to do. I've also got to get the cattle panels down and the rest of the um, T-posts and stuff. I don't want to have to buy all this stuff when I've got it in Coco. Why would I not get it? I mean, it'll save me money in the long run to get that than having to purchase it. So, um, I'll probably get, uh, I'll probably try to get as much of the, I can't think, the ceramic molds and put them out there. That's another thing too. I got to figure out how I'm going to handle where I'm going to plug up this what do you call it? The kiln. The kiln has to have 220. So I'm going to have to put in a 220 somewhere outside to be able to fire that up, because I sure as heck don't want to put it in the house to fire it up. So I've got to talk to somebody about that. There's a lot I got to do. It'll work its way out. And it's coming into bee season soon, in the next month or so. So I've got to find somewhere up here where I can get some bees. I just really wish that um I really wish that I had visited the bee clubs when I first moved up here. I think it would be a whole lot easier. Maybe I could have talked somebody into doing a split and giving me some bees and I'd give them some money. You never know. But I've got to find the bee clubs and see what I can do. Now at home in Florida, I I have the best bee club that I've ever heard anybody ever talk about, because they share bees all the time, and I think that's wonderful. Check with your local extension office. Um, I don't remember the extension office having anything to do with bees here. Not that they don't, but mainly what I've talked to them about was the garden. I had my soil tested, and they said to use 10 10 10 on it. And they were awesome. Let me tell you, I don't know if y'all remember back when I got my first set of bees.